I'm Jess, mom of two, real estate expert, and lover of a good color-coded planner.
I'm Erin, mom of three, real estate strategist with a PhD, and the numbers nerd who's never met a market I didn't love.
We're best friends, business partners, and co-founders of the Harlan Group, where real estate meets real life.
And this is Best Business Partners, the podcast where we talk business growth, partnerships, motherhood, and all of the mess in between.
We'll take you behind the scenes of building a brand, navigating life as working moms, and what it really takes to grow a business with someone you trust.
If you're into real estate, entrepreneurship, or just need a weekly dose of unfiltered friendship and laughter, you're in the right place. Let's do this.
Hey, welcome to Best Business Partners with Jess and Erin. We are here with the one and only Brian Shapiro from our Miami portfolio, newly Miami portfolio.
Yes, thanks for having me.
Yes.
Very excited
So
to be here with you guys.
He is the one and only.
In the hot seat.
Hot seat, right in the middle, right in the middle.
Did not have hot Cheetos today, though, so that's good. That's good.
Inside joke. We will not disclose where that came from. You will think it's later. But welcome.
Thank you.
And tell us a little bit about yourself and who you are and what you do. And
Wow, God, that's a
Open book.
a long conversation.
The beginning and end of the podcast.
It is, you know. In my new life, I'm the managing partner in Keller Williams, speak the operating principal of our newest luxury boutique office in Miami, which is Miami Portfolio Collection. And we are one of only 3 fully licensed portfolio offices in the country, which we were just awarded. We're super excited about that. So I had come from Compass and Sotheby's before that. We joined in January. I brought my personal team over, and now I am running that office, helping to mentor and coach agents to grow their luxury business. And that's been something that I've wanted to do for a long, long time. I started working with my mom.
Mm-hmm.
She's a 50-year icon in Miami real estate. She died last year, and her whole life mission was to give back, to coach, to mentor. There's not a single day that goes on that someone doesn't come up to me and be like, "Oh my God, your mom, she did this for me. She's the one who got me into real estate. She's the one that got me started." And so at this stage in my career, I wanted to go down that same road.
I love that. I did not realize that was the case.
Mm-hmm.
Super rewarding though to hear every day how awesome your mom is, right? I mean,
it's unbelievable. I mean, I'm sure everybody feels that way about their mom.
yeah.
Mine really was an unbelievable, woman and human. And when she died, we had like 600 people
Oh my.
come to her celebration of life.
Wow.
We didn't publicize it. I mean, we could have had 1,500 people.
Wow.
There's a line. It was unbelievable. And so, yeah, that's where I'm at. I just turned 51, and I want to spend the next 5-10 years before I go to my farm, coaching and growing agents. It's really what I love to do.
I love that. Not to mention you guys sell quite a bit of real estate.
We do. I have 3 real estate related businesses, right? So I have my family real estate team. We're the Joanne Foster team. We've been selling Miami for 50 years, since I was born, basically, in Miami. And we've sold about $3 billion in Miami over those years.
That was billion with a B.
Billion,
So we're clear.
billion with a B. We've done about
Yeah.
600 million over the last 10 years or so. And on top of that, I now am an owner and a managing partner in the real estate office, and we have about 35 luxury agents at the office currently, and we're growing. And then I also am in the process of starting a new real estate AI technology company, all around real estate analytics, communications,
Brilliant.
video, and other marketing. As the name suggests, we want to help agents become the experts in the neighborhoods that they work.
Yeah.
And that's what every agent aspires to be, right?
Of
They want to
course.
be, when you think of this particular neighborhood or that neighborhood, there's always the expert,
Right.
the 1, 2, or
Right.
3 people who dominate those areas. And we want to leverage our AI and our coaching and our marketing to position agents as the experts in the neighborhood. That's something we're going to talk about today during your event.
I love that. I love that. Brian's over here to do an event for us as
Yeah.
our kind of keynote for a luxury mastermind. So we're super excited about it. I want to go back for just a minute. You talked about the portfolio office it being one of three. Explain what that is for our listeners. What is a portfolio office and what does it mean?
So, Keller Williams, like many brokerages, is going through an evolution. And historically, most Keller Williams offices are very large offices. They have 200 to 800 agents. They tend to attract newer agents because of all of the training and the systems. Keller Williams just has an amazing formula for taking agents who have never sold anything and getting them into production in a systematized way and becoming millionaire real estate agents over time. But Keller Williams Corporate has realized that they're running out of markets that can support 3, 4, 5, 6, 800 agent, mega offices. They're not running out today, but if you're that size of a company with 160,000 agents and you're looking forward 5 and 10 years, the writing is on the wall. There's only so many places you can put those huge offices. At the same time, the broker owners of the offices, they have a related challenge, which is in many cases, their best agents leave to go to what are considered more luxury boutique offices, whether it's Compass or Douglas Elliman or Sotheby's or Berkshire Hathaway Home Services or any of the local indies. And so both stakeholders, Keller Williams Corporate and the broker owners, have been looking for this boutique office solution to give an expansion and a growth path. And so we're a prototype office. There's only 3 of us in the country. And what makes us different is that we'll probably only have 50, 75, 100 agents ever, right? And so I like to say that at the typical Keller Williams office, and my partner in our portfolio office, he owns 2 large market centers. Agents learn a lot of checkers in those offices. In our office, they learn chess. We take agents who have already learned the basics, who have already shown that they can consistently sell 5, 10 million a year, and they want to become 10, 20, 30 million a year agents. And that's a big leap. It's not just an incremental change. You really get into another level of clientele. You get into another level of team scalability where all of a sudden, you're looking at team members and assistants, a whole nother service level expectation. And so when agents come to the portfolio office, that's the growth we're trying to do. We're trying to take them from being $5 and $10 million agents and turning them into 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to $40 million a year agents, and also raise their price point.
I love that. Next level.
Next level. Like, for example, we just had an agent join us from the Kendall office.
Okay.
And she started out in real estate 5 years ago, and she's done almost 8 million this year.
Okay.
And she's built an unbelievable brand, but she does it all herself. She does her videos, her video editing, her marketing, her showings, her open houses, her listing presentations, and she sells an average of a $500,000 to $800,000 house, which in Miami is like, I don't even know where she finds those homes. The average single family home in Miami is $1,250,000 right now. So she's selling significantly, below the average, and she's proven that she's a very good agent. So if she can sell a $600,000 house, she can sell $1.5 million house. If she can sell $1.5 million house, she can sell a $3 million house. And so my job is to rebrand her because the brand she projects is a $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 brand. The words, the imagery, the education she provides is at that level. So we want to, elevate her brand and raise her price point and get her from doing it all herself, increasing her leverage and all of that. So she
might get a little life back too at that point, because she clearly has none right now, because she is working her butt off.
Exactly. She's a machine.
She must be a machine. That's impressive. to do it all herself.
I mean, she does her own video editing.
Yeah,
like,
that's insane.
And she does an amazing job.
I'm sure she does. I just know how it takes me at least half a day.
Oh,
so it's insane.
Trying to edit a video.
I don't even, and then it's still wrong.
I go with the motto of, take one shot and just
stay in your lane
and go. Yeah. So and then we have.
I don't edit. I'm a point the camera at myself, selfie guy. Yeah. I run the captions and that's it.
That's it. That's what I do.
Fair.
Get it out there. So what do you think is the biggest challenge from taking somebody like that and getting them to that next point? So obviously letting go. We've struggled with that in the beginning. When you do everything yourself and then you kind of come together and you have a team and you have support. What's the biggest challenge of taking a single agent like that to that next level?
Imposter syndrome. I mean, really, the biggest challenge is the way they see themselves in their own head, right? They don't even see themselves as being as good as they are at the level they're already at, right? They think that they've gotten lucky, a couple things have gone their way, and so we first got to get them out of their own heads that you can do this, but also, very counterproductive. We are preaching over and over in our office that you have to super niche down, right? Everybody wants to be everything to everybody all the time. And when you try to do that, you're nothing to nobody always. The example I like to use with our agents, and I rarely talk in real estate specific terms because people always understand metaphors. So I use dating and politics a lot.
Oh boy, here we go.
Oh God, I've got so many good dating analogies. That's another podcast. But, I say, look, it's Barack Obama running against Donald Trump. Two super polarizing people. It doesn't matter which side you're on. They're on totally opposite sides. Some very smart politician says, I'm going to run down the middle, and my message is going to be, it's time to bring America together. We can't be fighting amongst right and left anymore. We need to find common ground and common sense solutions. Well, guess what? That guy's going to get creamed because he's not conservative enough for the right. He's not liberal enough for the left. He's going to get 3% of the vote, just like Ross Perot and everybody else who's tried. And that's what trying to be everybody to everything is. You have to believe in something. You have to stand for something. And you have to stand out. There's 60,000 agents in the Miami Association of Realtors. 60,000.
60,000.
60,000.
Yeah, we thought we had about a little over 10.
Yeah.
Right. And, last month, only 3,500 sold one house.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. And so, you have to be for something. You have to be niched so that you can be an expert in that neighborhood. And you have to be willing to stand for what you believe in. Everybody has superpowers. So one of the things we're going to do today, but only very briefly in your event, and I'm going to give you the form to help people with this afterwards. It's the brand blueprint and action plan, which we call the intentional brand blueprint.
I love that.
And what we make our agents do is identify your top 3 or 4 priority neighborhoods, which could be as small as a building, it could be a subdivision, it could be, a neighborhood, it could be a city, and they're in order because your number 1 gets 50% of your focus, your number 2 gets 30, your number 3 gets 20 if you don't have a 4, and it gets 15 if you do, and the 4th gets 5, which means if you're going to make 10 videos, for example, 5 of them are going to be on your number 1 neighborhood. If not, you're not being intentional, about your brand. Then what are the 3 and optionally 4th avatar, the target client in each of those neighborhoods that is your ideal client? And it has to make sense. So like my team, one of our top areas is a suburb. Average sale price almost $4 million. It's all families because there's acre lots in the best schools. It's where I live. If my target avatar was an 18-year-old, it's not aligned,
right?
And it's not gonna work. Once I pick and are very intentional about my avatars, then I know who I'm talking to, which is what we spoke about over the phone. And each of those people have unique hopes, fears, obstacles, challenges, and those are the things I'm supposed to be speaking to. Right. My clients, especially at the luxury level, they don't need me to say this is the kitchen and this is the bathroom. Right. They got to show it. What they want is context and perspective. They're very smart. They know way more about their personal situation than I do. But what they lack is the context and perspective of what's going on in a more broad and macro so that they can make the right decisions. And so you first got to know which neighborhoods you're going to be the expert in. Then you need to know who the people are that you're trying to work with. What are the topics that are most important to them? And so that's how we do an intentional brand blueprint. We're going to do that for you guys today.
Great.
In a very short amount of time.
Perfect. I was going to say, we got a lot to accomplish today, but that's exciting though, because I do think that's a piece that's missing. We talk all the time about being your neighborhood expert, being your local area experts, and we have kind of our own niche of what we each kind of do within that. But I think when you elevate your clientele, you are not giving them just that simple context anymore. You're really connecting them to, in the commercial world, it's connecting them to the right developers, to the planning and zoning, it's really making them, kind of hone in on the whole area and connecting them to the right resources in the area.
And I like the double-sided to that, because it's not just knowing your material, your product, what you're selling, but it's also knowing your client.
Well, this is the chess of psychology.
This is 100%, and why we preach to our team all the time, different personality tests, and knowing who you're up against and knowing how to react to those people, because just because I'm a high D does not mean I need to go into that appointment as a high D.
Right.
I need to adjust me.
Good luck figuring me out. I'm like the alphabet.
You're all over the place.
It depends which me you get. The other two components of the intentional brand blueprint and action plan are, what are your 3 and optional 4th superpowers? Everybody has things that make you unique, that are your purpose, that are your God-given or universe-given, talents. And you need to know what they are, because trying to do things that aren't your superpowers is like rowing against the current, and it's hard enough to row with the current unless you go against the current. But you need to be constantly communicating those to those avatars in that neighborhood. Why? There's 10,000 agents in your MLS. There's 60,000 in mine. If you don't lean into your superpowers, then you're like everybody else. You're that independent candidate in the middle that nobody's going to vote for. People are afraid of saying, this is what makes me unique and special, because they're going to lose 95% of the people, but those aren't your people. You're looking for the 5% of people who like the same things that you're good at and that you like. Your vibe is your tribe, right? But it's counterproductive, because nobody, especially in this current market, is willing to risk losing stuff. And so they just want to be everything to everybody. And then the final piece is actually the most important piece. The final piece is, what is the emotional resonance that you want people to have when they see one of your videos, when you leave a listing presentation, when you leave a showing, when they get one of your marketing pieces? Because at the end of the day, no one's going to remember a damn thing you said. They're going to remember how you made them feel.
100%.
And what does that avatar want to feel to trust you, to do business with you? And if you don't understand all this, you're not being intentional. You're living a life by default, a business by default, which is great. I mean, but it's not intentional. You need to understand where, who, what, and why, so that you can be very intentional about the communications. At the end of the day, real estate's about communications. If you're not having conversations, you're not selling. And the conversations you're having are with these specific people about these specific hopes, fears, obstacles, challenges, doubts. And you're trying, if you're smart, not to just have generic random conversations, but conversations that make people feel a certain way, so that they take the action, not that you want them to take, but that they want to take. But you got to get through the feelings. And so that's the intentional brand blueprint. And we have our agents spend weeks doing it. Sometimes they'll be like, I got it. I'm like, you don't got it.
You're so far from it.
If it's like 5 minutes, you don't got it. This is something that, because everything you do should be through the lens of that. If you're going to make a video, it should be, which avatar are you speaking to, about which neighborhood, which hope, fear, pain, and what is the emotion you're trying to achieve. And if it doesn't align with your plan, then why do it? And if you've already done that video 7 times, then you're doing it too much. If you've only done it once, you haven't done it enough for your top one. And so once you have the plan, then you can really be, very, very intentional about how you go about your business.
Interesting. And I love how you started it off with the imposter syndrome, because I see it in all those different levels.
Yeah,
how it can be, it can be a deal breaker, because if you don't get past that in all the different levels, it's a challenge.
And I'm laughing because,
from myself.
Yeah,
I've done it.
right. Because
I still have it.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
you have it. It never goes away.
Of course.
In fact, when it does, you should probably find something else.
It's true. It's true. And the bigger listings you get, the more you take on, the more that kind of comes out sometimes. So I definitely agree. But I'm laughing because a couple of things you said, Jess and I are looking because we know our strengths. We talk about them all the time, especially in leadership. She is very direct, very, daily operations.
I don't know.
You
didn't know that, did you?
It's not that I'm not direct. I just take a different approach sometimes, but I'm also much more of a visionary. I don't dot the I's across the T's as well. And so we have learned kind of how to play that yin and yang. And as we talk to our team, they kind of know like where that's coming from. But as you push the team, and we continue to push and grow our team, and we have just kind of been a team that services our local area. We have our foundation. And as we get bigger and we continue to grow and bring on new agents, we really have started to kind of hone in on our commercial side, our luxury side, and so it's interesting to hear you talk about all these things as we're growing our team, because they're so important to get to that next level on the team.
Now, as you get more successful, like you guys, you can pick a 5th and a 6th area and avatar.
Sure.
But for the average agent, they shouldn't even pick 4.
Yeah,
I mean,
they need to master one
or
and 2.
2 is,
Sure.
is really all you can handle, because, what we tell our agents, for example, is in your number 1 area, I should be able to ask you questions like, what's the days on market? How many new listings hit this week?
Should be able to
What's the average reduction?
Yeah.
What's the average percent of ask that things are closing for?
Right.
Of the 5 new listings that hit this week, which one's your favorite and why?
I got this yesterday. How did I do? What was my grade with yesterday? All your questions yesterday. I think I did. I got most of them, but yeah.
And most agents can't tell you that.
No. It goes back to the whole 80-20.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, there's just, as you know, there's what'd you say, 60,000 in yours, 10,000 in ours. I don't know the statistic of how many of them haven't sold a deal or have sold one in a year.
Yep.
But I know it's usually pretty high.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, if they don't know, it doesn't help them.
They don't know what they don't know. They
Right.
don't know how to study the market. They don't know. I mean, my past life, that was all we did was study research. And so if you're not analyzing the market and being able to answer those questions when you move into higher end, that's what they want to know. People want to be in business with people that are doing business.
I mean, look, even one of my good agents came to me the other day, and she was very excited because she had gotten through inspections on a deal that was very hard to put together. And she's like, I got my seller to do a $22,000 credit. And then she said something that made me believe like that the deal wasn't hard yet. And I said, can I see your addendum? And the addendum said the seller's going to give the buyer $22,000 credit. I said, well, why didn't you put in the addendum that the inspection period's over? Like you just gave them $22,000. Where did you get?
Right.
Now you have 3 more days where they got your $22,000 and they can change their mind. And she's a fairly successful agent, but she has not yet mastered, the craft. And so, part of becoming the neighborhood expert, it's not just the geography and not just the psychology, but it's the constant, learning of the real estate chess.
And there's
it's
a lot.
Slowing down. When you say chess versus checkers, we all know that checkers is pretty easy game.
It's fast.
It's a fast-paced game. It can be. Chess is you got to slow down and you got to think and you got to do things methodically.
One step ahead.
And crush your teeth.
Yeah, I mean, to me and what I tell people, a chess master thinks 6 moves ahead.
I love that.
So you get to a point in your business where you've done this so many times versus the agent who hasn't.
Right.
So
I like dealing with
the agent who hasn't, they're thinking like, I'm gonna win this point right here.
Right.
I'm like, I'm setting you
I'm
up
already
here for
around
what's
here.
gonna happen over here. You don't even know it. Like
That's
bring
exactly
it.
Yeah.
and this works also with our sellers.
Yeah.
This is what one of the examples I tell my agents is that and this has to do with like taking overpriced listings and all
Sure.
of that. I own a gym. I'm a personal trainer. I have someone walk into my gym who hasn't worked out in 10 years. They eat like crap, they smoke, they drink, but they want to start on a healthier journey. If day one, I say, you're in the gym at 4:30, 5 days a week, we're going to do an hour and a half of workout, no more drinking at all, no more smoking at all, you're going to eat 100% clean 7 days a week, they're going to turn around and leave.
Yeah, you're not getting them back.
I know, because I've coached so many people through a healthy lifestyle that if I just get them started in the process, they're going to start feeling better about themselves. They're going to start looking better in the mirror. They're going to want to make more and more lifestyle changes.
Absolutely.
And so it's the same in real estate. I know my sellers are ultimately cutting over here. I do not need to get them there day one. Not because I am manipulating them in a bad way, but they're coming to me because doing it themselves just leads them into the same dead ends that they've been down before. Knowing the process like a chess, and it's the same with buyers. It's the same, with negotiations, and this is what we try to teach our agents.
Well, we know, a good seasoned agent that is, doing quite a bit of business, they know when they go into an appointment, they know what the end result's going to be.
Right.
They can tell you.
Yeah.
But it's not always something we need to tell them.
Right. 100%. 100%. And I think too, it's not manipulating, it's coaching. It's coaching. I think sellers, especially in this market, need coaching. They need to know, my house is worth this. I got an appraisal a year and a half ago, or I know some, especially when you get into a luxury market, your homes are custom. There is no...
It's art.
That's exactly 100%. It. And so their art in their eyes is worth way more sometimes than what a buyer's willing to pay. And so you don't tell them that the first day. You coach them, you let them explain what they have, and then you coach them through that process.
And frankly, you don't know either, by the way. Your opinion might be more educated than most other people's opinion, but it is still just an opinion.
Yeah.
Unless the house is in a subdivision where there's 500 other homes and 3 floor plans and they're all relatively the same, it's exceedingly hard, you know, to tell someone this is what your house is worth to the penny. Although most of the time we are right.
Yeah.
If people didn't pay up, then the prices would never go up.
Right.
And sellers, they think we're used car salesmen, right? We're in it for the quick commission. We just want the fast deal. And so they're not going to trust us, even if they like us.
Right.
They want to give it a try. And they want someone who is,
willing.
Not just willing, but, it's going to be excited about giving it a try. And most sellers, once... like in the old Survivor show, when you come to the council and he puts the thing over the flame and he says the tribe has spoken.
Raging ourselves,
Right. Well, that's that's what the market does to our sellers. The tribe has spoken, and ultimately,
put that out.
Ultimately, they get it. But and this is why agents need to work with people like you guys and people like us.
For all the people in back.
This is why agents who want to level up their business should be, working with leaders like you guys and us, because these are soft skills that you just cannot learn in the classroom.
Yeah.
You really need a mentor and a coach who cares enough about you to put in the time, and it takes a lot of time.
And the most rewarding is when they actually, when you're in a deal with another agent and they are recognizing what they're learning.
Right.
I've had a couple deals in the most recent future or past that we've closed some deals, and they're, wow, I didn't realize you could do that. And they're asking questions. And to me, I've said it all along, you never know everything. And in this business, it's always changing and you're always learning. And if you're receptive to always learning, you're just going to be that much better every day. But the other agents that are willing to learn from each other, I learn something every day in this business. And it's important.
It's from me. You just learn coming.
100%.
Of course, right. No, I think there's a fine line too, though. I think there's a fine line of being able to be honest, be forthright about where our market is, and know the data supporting where our market is, and having those honest conversations for unrealistic sellers. We find this every day. You can go in, and if they want 10 million, and you know that house is going to sell between 3 and 5, which is a huge range, I'm not taking that listing. Call somebody else. There's somebody that will. It's just not me, because I'm not in the business of listing. I'm in the business of selling.
Right.
And I you can list all the properties you want, telling everybody what they want to hear. But if you don't sell them at the end of the day, that's a heavy cost to carry for,
Well, they
80+
hire
listings.
you to be the driver. They hire you for a job to get to a finish line. Drive them to the finish line. They may tell you which way to go each turn,
Got a few
but
of
at
those.
the end of the day, you got to remind them of that.
Yeah.
You hired me for a job. Let me do my job and let me take you with me in the car
Right.
to get to that finish line.
And sometimes you have to let them drive.
Sometimes you got to throw them out. Hopefully they don't hit their head.
Yes. Well, thank you. Anything else you want to throw out there for our viewers? You have done, your business is just something really that most of us look up to and admire and may never get to that point, but it is something extraordinary to watch you and your family grow this business.
You're too good to me.
The Joanne Forrester team.
The Joanne Forrester team. I will leave you with this one last piece. And these are all lessons we talk about every single day in our office. In order for you to get a client who transacts with you, they need to trust you. But before they trust you, they need to know who you are. Because they don't know who you are, they can't trust you.
Right.
Once they know who you are, they've got to like you, right? They could know you, but not like you. It doesn't mean that you're bad. You're just, there's different strokes for different folks. If they like you, they might want to have a beer with you, but it doesn't mean they trust you enough to sell their luxury home or any property or buy with you. And so your whole goal as an agent is to get known, liked, and trusted, right? KLT. Know me, like me, and trust me. There is no better marketing right now than video to accomplish that.
See, this is why everybody sees us all the time.
Yes, you see our faces all the time, unedited.
Because if you get my postcard, you might know me.
Yeah.
But you don't know anything about me to like me and certainly not to trust me.
Right.
If you read a blog post, you may know me and you may like what I say, but as a person, you don't really know enough about me to like me and certainly not to trust me. If you see one of my static posts on Instagram, the same, you get to know me a little. Nothing besides video lets you get to know me in a intimate and personal way, begin to like me and begin to trust me than video. And this is why we preach to our agents minimum of 3 videos every single week, not property tours showing the kitchen cabinets, you in it, saying words, having specific conversations to those avatars in those communities, talking about their hopes, fears, obstacles, and challenges.
Because we make our team do this, and Jess has been harping on this for years. I mean, literally probably 2 years now. You have to be in front of the camera. And some of our team just, they hate it. Everybody hates it in the beginning. Nobody likes to watch.
Just don't watch yourself.
Yeah, there might be some people that like it.
You don't have to watch it. Just get it out there.
Get it out there.
It's actually better if you don't watch it.
I don't watch it.
Like our videographer, she doesn't send us the videos anymore.
Right.
She used to, and then we would just nitpick them, redo them, edit the tiniest stupid little things that no one's gonna remember.
My butt! Don't take my butt!
And now she just puts them up, because if not, they never go up. But 3 to 4 videos every single week with you in them, speaking specifically not to everybody, but to your 1, 2, 3, or 4 avatars, specific about their hopes, dreams, creating the emotional resonance that you need to move people through the process. That's the only, I believe, cost-effective, consistent, predictable way to generate being known, liked, and trusted right now.
Agreed.
Most cost-effective. That's what I love about it.
For sure.
And that's a wrap.
That's a wrap. That's a wrap. And that is a wrap. We are Jess and Aaron with Best Business Partners. This is our friend, mentor, leader in real estate, Brian Shapiro with the Joanne Forrester team. Thank you, Forrester. Thank you so much for coming and joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
All right. And if they're in Miami and want to do real estate, how can they get a hold of you?
Look us up on Instagram of all places, Joanne Foster Team. Watch some of our videos, see if we create the emotional resonance that speaks to you.
There you go. And I totally botched that name. Sorry. Thanks. Thanks for listening.